If your space is decorated, but it still feels messy, here's what you're getting wrong. You need fewer pieces that do more. Today, I'm gonna share some warm luxury pieces that are gonna elevate your home, serve dual purposes, and never ever turn into clutter. We're gonna start today's video by talking about the anchors. An anchor is one strong piece that can replace 3 or 5 small decorative pieces. We need anchors because they help establish dominance and direct our attention. The first anchor is one that probably caught your eye looking at this video, but it is this brown terracotta vase behind me. So this vase comes in brown, it comes in black, it comes in white. But again, if our style is that warm luxury, that warm minimalism, we're gonna gravitate towards the browns, right? Because it's going to bring that earthiness from the brown into our home. This vase makes a really great anchor, not only because of its verticality, but because it also has great heft to it width-wise. So it's going to take up space visually in all directions. That's what we want from our anchor. This anchor also has a lot of texture, again, bringing our design style to the forefront of your mind. And a good anchor not only should have a lot of visual weight, but ideally it should have substantive weight to it as well, so that it can support any type of greenery you want to display. The next anchor I'm sharing is this ceramic vase with handles. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Kiva, this isn't that big. You need to think about the space something is going in and how it's going to serve as an anchor. This is the type of anchor I might use in a kitchen on a backsplash. We do not want to overpower our backsplashes. We actually want to leave at least 30% of visual space in wherever you're styling empty, so that we can appreciate that negative space and we're not totally cluttering our kitchen. So this is something I might use as a utensil crock. I might use it to hold some greenery, something like that. So this is going to serve as an anchor, even though it's a little bit smaller, but it has a lot of visual weight because it's very bulbous, it's sculptural, and it has actual heft to it. This would also be a great option for anchoring a styling on a bookshelf or something like that. Something I see people do all the time is they keep all of the decor on a bookshelf very low profile. But again, we need to think about verticality, and when we're styling a bookshelf, we want to slope things down in the shape of a right triangle. If we're putting things on the periphery, we want to actually slope down from the outside into the middle of the shelf. So this is going to help establish that height on the periphery so that you can have those smaller low profile items on the interior. So this could be a really great option. And this has the potential to be taller based off of what you put inside. So always think about the potential a vessel has in terms of height when it has an opening like this. Next up, we have the stoneware fruit bowl, and this is one of my favorite pieces in the entire video. And again, if you find yourself wanting to pick up any of these products, I've linked them down in the description box. But I love this because it is so organic. It has texture. It even has a little bit of patina, giving more of that organic look, again, that we're trying to achieve with that warm luxury vibe. And this is an anchor horizontally. So anchors don't have to be things that take up space just vertically. Horizontal weight is just as important, especially in a place like a kitchen, because we don't want tons of things that are high profile, because we actually need that space to maneuver in when we're cooking and so forth. The scallop details on this also give it a really nice handmade look that just reads a little bit more expensive. When something is handmade, it does look a little bit more luxurious sometimes. This piece just has the textural variation that keeps you looking at it and getting a new experience every time, which is why I really like it. And it can be a vessel for anything. So I have these faux little stems in here, which I'll talk to you about later. But you can put fruit in here. You can put faux artichokes in here. You can use this on your coffee table as an anchor for your remote. You can put whatever it is you want in here. And I've shared this vase before, but I have to share it again. This is this vintage inspired rustic vase. This does come in different colors as well, but I have this brown color. Again, there's just so much texture. There's so much patina here that it gives luxe, and it really is the embodiment of all the colors that you would see in this design style, which I really like. I find that when items are so visually dense like this, with all of the color and all of the movement, they can serve as anchors even though they're a little bit smaller. So while this vase isn't massive, this is gonna steal the show. It doesn't need to be accompanied by a lot of different tchotchkes. It can stand on its own. And as I said before, because it is a vase, it does have the potential to increase its height and its width using stems. Next, I want to talk about collected details. So this is home decor that feels like it has a point of view. So it has character, it has a story, even if it is brand new. First up, we have this nice little ruffle bowl. So what do I love about this? There's variation in terms of color. The ruffles are super thick, so you don't have a thin edge. It's very, very hefty. It reads as brown, it reads as red, it reads as cream depending upon the lighting. And I think it has a really nice high profile edge so that you can use this for rings, for candy, for whatever, and you will still be focused on the silhouette of the piece as opposed to what's inside of it, which I really do appreciate. Next up, we have this paper mache bowl. Again, it just has that nice handmade look that I think a lot of us are searching for in our interiors, and it has a matte finish. I think something that can make Amazon home decor look cheap a lot of the time is the sheen. Things are really, really shiny. They have a shiny finish, and therefore that kind of diminishes the overall vibe. I think this looks really nice and elevated. This is very small. They actually sell something like this at Restoration Hardware. I do have that one, and it's great. And this one is just as good. The utility of this, it can be used in the same way as this other ruffle bowl, but again, I think they just like articulate different things. I think this would be a great way to calm down a vignette. Maybe you've used something really harsh like this vase, or maybe you have something really overpowering, or maybe you have repeated the same shape too many times, you want to mix it up. This is a great option. When you're using smaller decorative accents, I want you to start using those as a way to create variation. A huge mistake I see people make all the time that they will either repeat the same shape or the same height too many times in the same styling or in the same area. So we'll see 3 round vases, or we'll see 3 round objects or 3 square objects. Even if they're all different objects, visually it looks too similar. We're not creating that height variation that is going to make our eyes form a shape. Ideally, we always want to make some type of triangle shape, whether it's an isosceles triangle or a right triangle, but that's what we're always striving for. Having a small little round bowl is just a great way to mix it up, because more often than not, we have items that are square or rectangular and not too many round items, so this is a really great thing to have on hand. I find that with my clients, people always have like the large vases, but they don't have the smaller filler items that are equally as important. And if you're loving what I'm saying in terms of interior design and you're like, well, Kiva, how can I become one of your clients? All of my design services are listed down below. I have 3 different offerings at 3 different price points depending upon what you require. And it has been such a privilege working with over 200 of you over the past few years, and I'd love to make you the next. Now, the next item is gonna seem kind of like a contradiction because Kiva, didn't you just tell me not to use the same shape over and over and over again in the same area? Yes, but this is a ceramic vase set of 3. The set is really, really wonderful. Now, do I think you should use the items as a set? No, I think you should break them out and spread them throughout your home. That is one of the best designer tricks. If you have to buy a set, or you find a set that you really love, because sets tend to be more affordable, buy it and then spread those items out throughout your home and use them in different ways. While these are just vases, the smaller ones could be used as taper candle holders. This can be used as a vase. Another one could maybe be used as a utensil crock. Don't be afraid to explore different uses of items just because they're labeled as one thing or another. But if you're really feeling like you do want to use this in a grouping, use this on something like a bookshelf where a grouping just does make more sense because it's a more styled section. What I love about bookcases is that books should be displayed naturally. Please do not turn the spines around. You don't need to put some of them in horizontal orientation and some in vertical. Books are meant to be displayed vertically and their spine should be out. So with books, things don't always look the most beautiful. It is more so a practical styling. Having a grouping of 3 identical items can help establish that ode to symmetry that you're looking for. Now, of course, can you do the same thing with 3 different items? Yes, but this makes it easier. But in general, I want you to separate the groups of 3. And if you're going to have groups of 3 identical items in your home, at least limit it to 1 set per room. This next item is super fun. This is a faux agave plant. I actually bought this for one of my clients when we did her outdoor space because this is an outdoor safe item, but I love it for the interior as well. It is so sculptural. It looks so, this is probably the highest end faux botanical that I've ever found on the internet. Truly. Truly, truly, truly. Out of Restoration Hardware, our house, this is the best looking one I've ever seen. It looks truly like a real agave plant. I love how much verticality it has. I love the depth of color, it just looks super realistic, and this is a great way to get that stately look. This is something that I'm gonna use with like symmetrical vases to establish some symmetry in my home and really get some height in an area which is otherwise lacking at. This also is just such a fun collected find. So this box comes in 2 different colors. Boxes are so controversial for me in terms of interior design because a lot of the time they're just too ugly to warrant them, but this is truly, it reminds me almost of like a Cult Gaia purse. This is by Creative Co-op. It comes in 2 different colors. So there's a green and I think there's like a bone color. The studding on this is amazing. This looks almost like an ode to Jonathan Adler. The movement on here, it looks almost like stone buttons. You can see a little bit of veining in here, even though it's not. This is definitely plastic, but this is just kind of like the star of the show. Again, this is an example of something that is so useful. You can fit dog poop bags in here. You can fit jewelry in here. You can fit gum, candy in here. This could be really great for the entryway for your keys, but it's also a decorative accent, so it's never ever gonna turn into clutter. This would be something that you would buy on its own just because it's beautiful, but it also has utility. Now I want to share some more faux florals. So first up we have these ones. So these ones are really great. These are faux bud stems. I think that the branches are very realistic. There's so much texture there, and the texture is carried all the way down the full length of the stem as opposed to it stopping kind of right here. They're very bendable, and I think the green is believable enough. I think in terms of faux florals on Amazon, this is one of the better ones besides these ones, which I shared in my last Amazon video. And if you haven't seen that video on Amazon products that look designer, click here to go check that out. But I shared these ones as well. So I had them attached to the stem, and then I also took the other bunch off and I put them in that stoneware bowl. And I think they make for a really great filler in that capacity. I just love the variation in color. There's a little bit of red, there's a little bit of green. It looks like different parts of the stem are in different points in like photosynthesis, or like have different access to lighting, and small details like that are what makes something look collected, curated, elevated. We also have this Da Vinci sketch. No one is gonna believe that you have an authentic Da Vinci sketch. No one's gonna believe you have an authentic Da Vinci sketch, but I think the fact that it's on parchment and the frame has so much detailing, it has like braces in it, that just looks so luxe. It's just like a really high quality framing technique that I think it gives you that luxurious look. And I think these are under $30 and there's a set of them. So this is great potential for a gallery wall if you're looking for that stately, warm luxury look that we're talking about. Finding art that's affordable, finding art on Amazon, finding high quality original art and figuring out how to frame it can be very difficult. And I'm actually doing an entire series on my Substack on framing, really cool stuff that I find on the internet, original artists you should check out. So if you haven't subscribed to my Substack, it's entirely free. I encourage you to go check it out. So anyway, if you're unable to find original art or affordable original art and you haven't subscribed to my Substack, then art like this is going to be a really great option for you on Amazon. And let me know if you want an entire video on how to find high quality art on Amazon if you really just aren't in a position to invest in original artwork right now. Next, I want to talk about soft structure textile. So your textile is honestly one of the most powerful things you can use in this design style, because a lot of the furniture is cream, it's brown, it's basic. The nuance comes from the textile. So first up, we have these brown chenille pillowcases. What I love about chenille is that they have a sheen to it, but not in the same way as velvet. Velvet can very quickly look cheap and look dirty. That doesn't happen with the same with chenille, and you can see the stitching here. There's just like a little bit of slight variation that looks luxe, and it's very thick in terms of material, and they've beautifully hidden the zipper. When you're doing something like this, you want to go with tone on tone. That is the key to success. So don't just do white and black, don't do black and brown. Tone on tone is the hallmark of this design style, and it's gonna make things really easy for you. But with that being said, you wanna make sure that you're matching undertone. So I don't want you to get like a warm brown like this and then pair it with a cool brown. I want you to match undertone to undertone. And if you don't know what that means, let me know and I can explain more in my next video. This is another great soft textile. So this is a lumbar pillow, and lumbar pillows are really the only place I would use a velvet pillow because they're just so much smaller. And again, this is really great because it's actually the same brown as this almost, but it has that cream. So it's adding that warmth. It still is a warm textile, but it's a little bit of variation. So I'm still getting that tone on tone with a little pop, a little bit of zhuzh. It doesn't feel too repetitive because tone on tone can very easily feel repetitive. So we have to have a lot of tact when we're trying to execute it. Another great soft textile is this faux fur blanket. So it's a heated blanket and it just looks so realistic. It's one of the best faux fur pieces that I found, and it's heated. So it's gonna keep you warm, especially since it is so cold in the United States right now. We also have this Safavier runner. So I love this runner, one of the best pieces that I've bought for my home. It's super affordable, comes in so many different sizes, and it is a one-tone rug, but there's variation because of the material and how the light hits it and the traffic that you have on it. Solid colors, again, are really great anchors, and it's gonna reinforce that tone on tone. The same tones that we're gonna have on our furniture, we want on the floor, we want in our artwork, we want in our decorative accents. So this rug gives you that option, and again, it comes in runner, it comes in brown, it comes in cream, it comes in blue, so whatever color you're going for, you can establish it with this, and it does have a nice backing underneath, so you can use that carpet tape to keep it into place, and you don't have to worry about spending an arm and a leg on a rug, because most people just cannot afford that. And we'll round out today's video by talking about the warm glow layer, because lighting is the end-all be-all of this interior design style. Warm luxury requires warmth, and the key to warmth is your lighting. So of course you're seeing really bright light on me right now so that I look beautiful for the camera, okay? But warm light is going to be your best friend. You wanna stick between, honestly, like 1500 and 3500 Kelvin. We don't want 10,000 Kelvin. We wanna keep it nice and dim and warm and cozy and sexy, honestly. Sexy is really what we're aspiring to in terms of our lighting. So first up, we have my Bright task lamps. I've been talking about these for 5 years, and that means they're high quality enough to talk about them for 5 years. These are task lamps. They have a really nice sculptural look to them. They're gonna lean over, provide you with that task lighting, but they also give off a nice warm glow. They're functional. They help divide a room. They help anchor your space. And they're just really high quality lights. Honestly, I like the more antique-y version that has an adjustable height and an adjustable amount of lighting, because I think that's just a little bit more custom than the Cedric version, but I wanted to share both with you in case, you know, you're going in between the two. Next, we have this black metal candle holder. Again, I've shared this before, but this is a cantilever candle holder. It's just sculptural. It has that verticality. It's gonna take up the width that you need to really serve as an anchor in and of itself. Maybe I should have even put this in a different section, but I love this piece. But again, we don't want to do too much black in this design style, because it can start to feel a little bit harsh, a little bit brutalist. And even though the style is minimal, even though we have a lot of clean lines, we still want it to feel cozy. So black kind of ruins that vibe. So use it sparingly. And of course, if we're doing something like this, we need to have LED taper candles. You can have real taper candles. I like LED taper candles, and I recently found these ones that are rechargeable. So you put them kind of like in a dock, and they'll recharge instead of you having to buy battery after battery after battery. Batteries are way too expensive. I love that they have these rechargeable options. Of course, you also need LED light bars. I've shared these before. I'm not gonna harp on them, but again, putting them under your side tables, in your drawers, underneath your consoles, just to provide a nice warm glow, especially at nighttime, that is a sign of luxury. These places light every single thing, and if you're gonna light anything, I want you to light your shelving, because it's going to highlight your styling sections, really bolster them, and allow you to appreciate all the details and not let that decor gets stuck in the shadows and therefore look like clutter. And these last two items are a little bit pricier, but I want to share them with you. First up is this LTVT chandelier. I installed it. There are like 1,000 crystals. It was the bane of my existence, but the glow on this is incredible. The way the light hits the wall, it's probably one of my most asked questions on my Instagram, because people are like, what kind of paint technique is that? It's not the paint, it's the reflection from the light and the type of light bulbs that I used up there. Crystals and lighting are so powerful in terms of your perception of the space and how cozy and moody and warm it feels. I painted my room a dark color. It can really easily look like a scary cave where you think someone's gonna chop you up and kill you. But the type of lighting that I use stops you from feeling that way and gives you that nice glow. Plus it's tiered, it adds that verticality, it adds that texture, and it carries the design upward, which is something we always want to do in this style. Same thing goes with these alabaster sconces. Again, they illuminate the wall in an area that's often forgotten. They have a nice warm glow, and they add that nice natural material, which the design style really, really craved. But that's it for today's video, you guys. These are some warm luxury finds that are not gonna turn into clutter. They look collected, they're gonna bolster your design, and they're going to be items that you use for years and years and years. And I promise you, they're gonna carry your design, elevate it, and keep it looking good. If you pick up these items, you're not going to experience that decor fatigue you've been experiencing year after year. If you want to shop any of these products, I linked them down below, but you can also scan this QR code up on the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and until next time, have a beautiful day.